Hello, Browns fans. Welcome to week 6. Last week, what the hell was that? If you watched that Browns Charger game, what the hell was that? I mean, where do I start? Okay, now I'm not going to be negative Nelly. I might actually bring out the good and bad parts. So, my name is Rob Coleman. I'm going to be hosting the show, I think, solo today. My partners in crime are actually out enjoying a bachelor party today. So, if you guys are watching on your phone somewhere, give Caramel a couple of dollars for me. I appreciate that. Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about this game last week. I know Halloween ain't for another 2 weeks, but that was scary. I mean, we had the lead, then we lost the lead, then we got the lead, then we lost the lead. So where do we start? Okay. I want to get the bad out of the way first because I actually have been a little negative and down on the Browns, but I want to do the good last because I am getting to the point where I can see more good than bad than what the Browns did. So let's focus on the bad. Those last two possessions, right? I mean, if you guys watched that game, those last two possessions were like murder to watch. Oh my God, what was happening? We get the ball back with 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes left on the clock. We're up by a point. All we need are two first downs to run the clock out and just kneel down and walk away from San Diego, from the Chargers with a win. We need two first downs, and we've been running the ball consistently all game. So we get the ball back with 1 point left, and give me some feedback here. How many you guys thought that we were going to lose the game at that point? Like I had just a feeling when we got the ball back with 1 point left that for some reason we were going to find a way to lose this game. We were going to fumble or throw an interception or something. But I don't know if that's my personal feeling or I've been trained to feel that way after the Browns being bad for so long. But I just felt like they were going to find a way to lose that game. And sure enough, they did. Now, on the first down, they run a toss sweep that they've been running the whole game and don't get any yards with it. That's fine. It burns some time off the clock, and that's what you're supposed to do. We're trying to run the clock down. The second play, you throw a 30-yard, 40-yard pass down the field into coverage. What the hell was that? It immediately stops the clock. It gives the Chargers a chance to use their timeouts in a way that they can get the ball back. And we just basically shoot ourselves in the foot. What the hell was that? Why throw a pass when you've been running all over their ass the whole game? Well, Chubb ended the game with like over 160 yards, I think. Hunt had like 60 yards. They could have gave the ball to Njoku and let him run it because he had a great game. And we ended up throwing a pass on 2nd and 10. When if we would have ran the ball again, we could have almost ran another minute off the clock. So we run the ball on 3rd and long. And at that point, they knew a run was coming, and we run a bad run play. And in my opinion, I'm just like, some people need to be held accountable for that. I don't know what the plan was on that second play. I don't know if Baker made a mistake or if coaching made a mistake or if they audible to that, but that was horrible. That was freaking horrible. So, okay, no harm, no foul. We give the Chargers the ball back, and all our defense got to do is hold, right? All our defense got to do is hold. Why we let them get a first down on 4th and 11 or something like? What the hell? What? Oh, that hurt. To watch them just drive down the field on us like that brung back memories of the drive and Elway and all of that other crap that we went through in the 90s. And I was just like, but you know what? Fine. We're gonna get the ball back, right? And wait a minute. We gotta talk about this too. They dragged the guy into the end zone, right? Instead of stopping the running back, they drag him into the end zone. And I guess that was to what? Give us more time to try to give us more time to be able to march down the field and try to score again. Who decision was that? You don't drag a man into the end zone. But I guess the thinking was they could run the clock out and kick an easy field goal and win the game by 2 points or something like that if we don't let them score the touchdown. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's drag them into the end zone to score. If that was the case, why not just let them score a touchdown on the first freaking play? Whatever. Anyway, we get the ball back down by 5, and Baker has a like a minute and a half to drive the ball down the field and try to score a touchdown. Why are we not working on our 2-minute offense? It was so obvious that our 2-minute offense had just not even been practiced. Like, we don't even have a 2-minute offense because we get the ball back with a minute and a half left, and we drive a couple of good plays, and then with about 40 seconds left, we start throwing Hail Marys. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Why? You don't throw Hail Marys with 40 seconds left. You got roughly 7 to 9 seconds to run a play. That's enough time to run about 3 or 4 plays. We just needed to get down to the red zone, get to like about the 30, 20-yard line. They were giving us soft coverage. We could have threw underneath. And Baker is throwing a ball in the field. Why are we not throwing outs or curls and letting the man get out of bounds? We're throwing crap in. Oh my God. It's so obvious that we don't work on our 2-minute offense. We got to start working on our 2-minute offense because that was horrible. If I was the coach, all last week we would work on our 2-minute offense. We would have worked on it for literally like the whole week. Nothing else. We ain't working on no kickoffs, nothing. All right. So we throw 3 Hail Marys, not even close. Like, passes not even close, and we can't get it done. But here's the good. Okay, that's the bad. Okay, those last 2 plays is enough. I mean, there was a lot of bad throughout the game. I could talk about the defense for an hour. You know what I mean? Because our defense is supposed to be one of the best defenses, and we let this team score 47 on us. When you're a good defense, you don't let nobody score 47 on you. You know what I mean? So this is a combination of the defense and the offense's fault. And then some of those plays where we got burnt on, where the receiver was all by itself. The receivers look like they are just in solitary confinement or something because there's just nobody around them. And they're getting like easy touchdowns off lob passes. I mean, there's no way our defense is not just running laps this whole this whole freaking week. You know what I mean? So that was bad, but we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we shot ourselves in the foot like way too many times this game. So enough with the negative. How about the positive? Well, the positives are Baker, for the most part, played another pretty good game. Now, I know he made some bad decisions at the end, and that's one of the things I'm going to always criticize him for. I don't feel like he's an end game quarterback, but to protect your quarterback as a defense, you gotta get that other team off the field. You can't let them you go down the field on us with 3 minutes left and score a touchdown when we're up by a point. You know what I mean? So you got to protect the fact that Baker is just not a great end game quarterback. And the jury is out on that. I think I remember during the fourth quarter, they actually showed a stat that said that Baker was like 6-4 or something like that in fourth quarter drives or something like that, as far as like going down and winning a game, which is a fact I had no clue. I was oblivious to that. So maybe Baker is a better fourth quarter quarterback than I thought, but the misses are really standing out. You know what I mean? When he sucks in the fourth quarter, it is obvious. So okay, so the positives, because I wanted to try to focus on the positives a little bit. Baker looked a lot better and more confident. But you got to get your stallions involved. You got to get Beckham involved. You got to get, I think some passes with the Peoples Jones, but and the positive is Njoku. Njoku had a freaking amazing game. If you were a fantasy person playing fantasy, you probably looked at your first tight end and your second tight end and looked at Njoku and was like, he never does anything, and kept him on the bench. And then look at your team later and was like, God, he had 42 points. yeah, yeah, Njoku went off. Now I feel like that is definitely a unicorn. Njoku is not going to do that every week. Don't if you play fantasy football, do not put Njoku in this week. Oh, look what he did last week. You bet not putting Njoku in. He is not going to do that this week. I bet dimes to donuts. Like, if he does it again, hey, this hat looks delicious. I'll eat this hat. But there is no way Njoku is going to do that again. I mean, Baker has been finding his tight ends, which I absolutely love. Most of the better teams in the NFL have a great elite tight end that they can throw to, and right now we got like 3 of them. So I really like the fact that Baker is finding his tight ends, but man, Njoku, that really is his best game like ever, probably, and will be. So big positive there. Of course, the positives is the running game just keeps churning, right? Chubb and Hunt are just freaking unstoppable, right? Chubb had like 160, Hunt had another 60. They catching the ball out of the backfield, they running people over, they both running hard. Positives there. And another big positive is that we put up a ton of points. My partner in crime, Damon, always says that the Browns should be putting up about 35 points a week. And here it is, we put up 42. So let's go. Or 40, 41, 42, something like that. We put up 40. So let's go. You know what I'm saying? Though, so the Browns is putting up points like the Browns is supposed to be putting up points. But let's look at some of these numbers though, because this is what I want to talk about, as we talking about positives. So as we look at the numbers here for the week, we got Baker Mayfield with 305 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, no interceptions, right? Like, for him to be slinging a ball, he threw it 32 attempts, 23 completions, but no interceptions. I like that. That's a lot of accuracy, and his quarterback rating was 122, which is great. I'm not sure if Baker has even had a quarterback rating that high in recent games, but that's actually a really, really good job by Baker. Once again, even though I'm gonna criticize him till the cows come home about his fourth quarter play, that actually wasn't bad. And then of course you see, Chubb and Hunt, and even Baker had a couple of yards rushing. Let's go. And then all of our passing here. Looking at Joku with a big 7 and 100 and almost 150 yards receiving. 1 touchdown, was targeted 7 times. Baker hit him every time. I mean, that's just great. And then Donovan Peoples-Jones once again with the big game. 5 catches on 6 targets. And then once again, we had Higgins stepping up to the plate a little bit with 3 catches. And then Kareem Hunt, of course, catching the ball out of the backfield. But as you look at that cluster, as you can see all the way down here with only 2 catches is ODB. Or OBJ. What I'm talking about, ODB. I'm a Wu-Tang fan, so ODB is on my mind. But OBJ. All right, so 2 catches for 20 yards. And it should have been more. What's wrong with this dude dropping the ball? This is a dude that can catch the ball with like 2 fingers. Like he literally practices catching the ball with like 2 fingers. I caught it with 2 fingers. Hey, here's an idea. How about trying to catch the ball with both hands? Let's work on that, and then we can work our way up to the 2 fingers. Catch the ball with both hands, and let's work on that. For a little while. But 2 catches for 20 yards probably should have been somewhere around 5 catches for like 50 or 60 yards. But here's what I'm not happy with. As you can see, Justin Herbert, 43 attempts, 26 completions, no interceptions. Man, we got to get after that ball. I mean, I think we were able to tip it a couple of times. I think we had some almost interceptions, but 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. We got to play better than that. Justin Herbert is not an elite quarterback, but we made him look like one last week. So we got to definitely tighten that up. And then Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Jesus Christ. What is that? Almost over 200 yards receiving between both of those dudes. Now, I know those guys are elite receivers or whatever, but that's really their only weapons. Eckler, we held to 17 rushes for 66 yards, but 2 touchdowns. Of course, those are red zone touchdowns, and we helped them with 1, but we actually held their running game in check. But we let them pass all over us. What the hell? We're supposed to have an elite almost 400 yards in passing and 4 passing touchdowns on your team, uh, in crunch time. That just is not going to work. So I say that to say this: the Browns is going to be a good team. They're definitely going to be in a high upper echelons. We're probably going to make the playoffs. We're probably going to have a deep run, but we definitely need to work on some things. And that last week showed us. We got a defense one week that shows up and gets almost double-digit sacks, and then they show up the next week and don't get no sacks. I mean, we got to develop some consistency on the defense, and we got to develop an identity on the offense. I mean, I know we're a running team and we're running the ball like really well, but damn, Baker, get a little consistency and a little rapport with one of these receivers so that you can have that guy that's getting 7 to 10 passes and completions a game and walking away with 120, 130 yards. Now, when Landry come back, maybe that'll be Landry. But right now, we got to develop, some rapport. I think sitting people out in the preseason, maybe showing itself, the way we're playing now. Can't sit people out in the preseason. You got to play. So what's going to happen this week? Last week was a mess, and I don't even want to get into it with the referees because the referees basically stole that game from us a little bit too. Now we gotta play. I ain't want to blame everything on the referees. We gotta actually get out there and play, and we can't let the referees be in a position to allow us to lose. But the referees did make a couple of differences there on a 4th and long when they called a pass interference, and the Chargers ended up walking away with a touchdown. That to me was like a real big game changer. We probably would have won the game if it wasn't for that pass interference call, and that was a really bad pass interference call. So, I hope the league is doing something about that. So let's talk about this week. The Cardinals are undefeated. Yeah, and they probably will be after this week. This is one of the games that if you've been watching our show, I've been dreading because I knew the Cardinals was going to be good based on how they did last year, based on some of the moves they made in the offseason, and based on some of the other things that was going on. As far as why I feel like they're going to win, I don't know if you've heard, but it looks like Chubb may not play this week. Yeah. Chubb doesn't play. We're up against an undefeated team, and we have questions on defense and offense right now. We still are dealing with injuries, still dealing with some if, ands, or maybe, and Baker is probably playing hurt, with a torn labrum in one of his shoulders. So, yeah, it's not looking good against the Cards. Can we beat them? Absolutely. Any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. I don't know what the game plan is. I really haven't studied the Cardinals, so I don't know what their weaknesses are. I don't know what their strengths really are. Well, we all know what their strengths are. That freaking quarterback is amazing. But, we still got to get out there and play the game. Anything can happen. Any given Sunday, somebody could get hurt, a couple of the early turnovers, and we get the lead, and they just can't catch up. Anything can happen. So let's hold our hope that the Browns can actually pull this game out because I'm for my Brownies all day long. I mean, you guys know I criticize them quite a bit, and that's only because for the last 20 years I've been trying to get my son to like the Browns, and they haven't really given me much to like besides last year. I mean, those Hugh Jackson Browns couldn't win anything, right? I actually, when I do my comedy, I tell a joke about them, and I'm like, what they gonna do? Come after me? I'll just disguise myself as an end zone. Those Hugh Jackson Browns would never be able to find me because, they couldn't find an end zone to save their life. So I guess what we're gonna do is just hold out hope. I think if our defense can show up, um, if we can get Baker throwing the ball accurate like he did during most of this game, and the defense could just hold that offense in check, I think we might actually be able to come away with a win, at least be competitive. That's the thing. I think at this point, I just want us to be competitive in this game. I don't want to see us look like really bad in this game. I know Hunt is going to show up. We all know Hunt is a dog. I'm so glad we got him. If Kansas City would have kept him, and got past all of his little indiscretions, Kansas City would probably be much better right now too. But we got him. So, I'm just hoping that, he has a good game and that he's able to, get in that end zone. He's probably going to end up somewhere around 25 touches. He's probably going to end up with like, maybe 5 to 6 looks out of the backfield on some screens or some quick outs and something. We got to work him. We got to work him. I mean, I hope he's stretching. I hope he's, getting his mind right because he's going to have a huge game. And then that backup running back, Felton, I think is his name. That kid, he has to play the Hunt role this week. Hunt has to play the Chubb role, and then Felton has to play the Hunt role and come in and give our running back some rest and play hard out of the backfield. That kid is amazing. I think he has a lot of talent. I think we're using him right now for like kickoff returns or something like that. But I think that kid, if he shows up, he could be a real wild card. They don't have a lot of film on him. Here's the thing with professional football: when they get film on you, they know your tendencies and can stop you. Right? That happened a lot with us. We would get quarterbacks and they would be good for a couple of damn games, but then when they get film on them, like they like, oh, okay, we know his tendencies now. I feel like that has kind of happened with Baker a little bit too, because people kind of know his tendencies. But you still got to be accurate. You still got to throw the ball. You still got to get it out there. So they don't have any film on Felton too much besides some preseason stuff. So let's hope that he can get out there, surprise some people, show his real talent, run that ball, and get things done. Let's hope Njoku shows up again. I don't think he will. I think Njoku is gonna go missing. We're gonna be like, where Njoku at? But let's hope that he can get things together. Let's hope that Beckham can get his act together. I mean, I think we got the one speedster receiver, Schwartz, whatever his name is, that's supposed to be a speedster. Let's get him to stretch the field and then throw some underneaths to Beckham. I mean, I run this play on Madden all the time where I send a receiver long to pull a safety, into the long, and then run another receiver in a post pattern, and that post is open like almost all the time, just over the linebackers. You need time to throw it, but hey, let's see if we can get that done. It's a really easy, simple play design, and Baker should be able to hit the guy, but let's see if we can get that done. Also, too, we need our defense to show up. You know what I mean? So I don't know about Clowney or how he's going to be feeling this week. I know he had a bad elbow. I mean, here's the thing: Clowney didn't play because his elbow hurt. What was the dude that blew his fingers off? The guy with the French name, the the Giants linebacker. Crap, what is his name? I can't think of it right now. But blew his fingers off on 4th of July. He came back with like 3 fingers, like, tape it up. I got to get in the game. Tape it up. And I think he's still playing Pierre Paul, something like that. Anyway, this guy blew 3 of his fingers off and still wanted to play football. Crap, they got a guy. Is he still in the league? The kid with one hand. That they did the commercial about the Rams took in the draft. Is he still in the league? I hope he is, because he got to do with one hand that made it to the NFL. You got a sore elbow. Get your big ass out there and play. There's people out there that playing with one hand and one arm. Go play football. This is what you get paid to do. Anyway, your legs is not hurt. So get out there and do something for us. So let's hope that we can get some defensive guys back out there on the field and doing some good stuff for us. Let's hope that we can all stay healthy. Let's take a real quick peek at the schedule, because I'm not sure what's coming up after the Cardinals. We've been taking a beating. No lie, we've been lightweight taking a beating. We got a lot of injuries. We got a lot of people hurt. Some people on IR. I'm hoping that Landry come back soon. I think he's scheduled to come back in the next week or two. Send me a quick comment if like when Landry will be back. But we need to, we need a break. We need a bye week to come up soon so that we can get healthy again. Let's see if I do have any comments. I don't think I do. Yeah, not seeing anything, but yeah, shoot a quick comment and let me know if when Landry gonna be back, because we need Landry back like really bad. um so what are your predictions? Like, what do you think the Browns are gonna do? You think the Browns got a chance of winning this game? You think the Browns are gonna get blown out? Do you think they're gonna blow the Cardinals out? Do you think they got some sort of surprises for the Cards? Because I don't know. I don't know. I do want to take a real quick look at who they've played. So let's take a real quick look at who the Cards have gone up against, because I really have not even paid too much attention to their schedule. So let's go back here real quick and look at that. The Browns are still first in rushing. We still fourth in passing. So all right, let's look at our schedule and let's jump right over to the Cardinals here. And let's take a look at what they've done this year so far. So the Cardinals are sixth in passing, eighth in rushing. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's not the best, but it's dang show pretty good. They're leading the league right now, or leading their division right now, over the Rams, over Seattle. So they're definitely doing really good. Let's take a look at their schedule. Um, well, this is not their schedule, but let's take a look at who they've played. All right, looking at their schedule real quick. The Cards have they beat a good Tennessee team, basically smashed them up 38-13. Oh, they beat Minnesota 34-33. So nice little shootout. We know what Minnesota's all about. We went back and forth with them. They put up 30 on the Jags, 37 on the Rams, and then a nice little fight with San Francisco, who is actually a pretty good team. So 30, 30, 30, 30 means that they probably gonna put up 30 against us too. I mean, if the pattern stays consistent, they pretty much beating teams 30 something to 20 something. So is that pattern gonna hold against the Browns? I don't know. Let's hope not. But that looks pretty freaking consistent. They putting up 34, 35 points. They doing basically what we should be doing to teams. We should be putting up 30 on teams like that every week too. So I don't know. Let's roll with the Browns, man. Let's roll with the Brownies. They don't have cheerleaders, so we got to be their cheerleaders, right? You know what I'm saying? Or do they have cheerleaders? I don't know. If they had cheerleaders, they probably out there in coats and jackets, and they probably got more hot dogs and beers than the fans do if we do have cheerleaders. So, but I don't know. Let's get the Browns some cheerleaders if we need some cheerleaders. But right now, we're the Browns cheerleaders. Let's get those bones out. Let's get those brown bricks or whatever it is you got. Let's get our stuff together, man, and let's cheer the Browns on to a victory versus the Cards, man. The Cards is a good team, and if the Browns are able to win this game, this will restore some of my confidence in them. I'm still confident in them. I know the Browns are going to be good, but like I said before, this is one of the games that I was worried about at the beginning of the season when we were looking at the schedule. I was like, oh, those Cards, man, those Cards are good, and here it is, they showing improving. So I don't know if they dealing with injuries. I haven't looked at their roster. I know we dealing with injuries, so if they dealing with injuries too, maybe we might have a shot. So let me know what you think. We'll probably be back next week. I'll have my partners in crime, Chris and Damon will be back. Sleep and Damon, and let's hope that we can pull one out. We do got some stuff planned for next Friday. There's a wedding, so we might come on in some tuxedos and suits. We might have some wedding cake around our mouths, and we might just skip the show altogether if the wedding is like super fun and it runs long. But let's hope that the Browns marry a win this coming week. And that's been the show for this week. Give me some comments. Give me some. We don't do this for money. We just do this for fun for the Browns fans. Give you guys a chance to talk and get stuff off your chest. This helps me get crap off my chest. And if you guys, want to join the conversation or even want to be on the show, shoot me back a quick comment. Let me know your contact information. You could be on the show. We could chop it up. We could talk about the Browns or whatever. So that's been the show. We still trying to think of a name of the show. So if you got an idea for a name, let us know too. I've been Rob Coleman, man. That's been a weekly Browns preview and review show. Let us know if you want us to do something else. We'll see you guys next week.